Life in Spanglish. It is Valentine's week.
Yes, it is.
Yes, and that's the reason why I wore my sweatshirt.
Isn't she so adorable? She like remembered it was Valentine's week. I took my
Love.
husband's T-shirt. I was like, "Yo, can I borrow this?" Even if I stretch the front.
And it had like his little like fuzzies on it and stuff.
Yeah, he probably wore it.
It smells
It was
like
on the
him.
couch in the room.
No, I love it. Guys, welcome. So, yeah, we are gearing up for Valentine's week. And Honey was doing a poll yesterday on her Sunday show.
Yes, I was.
And you were asking.
So I asked people like, how much do you spend on a Valentine's Day gift? Like, what's a good amount? So I put like at least $50.
Okay.
A calm 100. That's fine.
Calm.
I'll do 250, and that's it.
Okay.
And then over $500 for sure.
Okay, for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, for like a Valentine's Day
Okay.
gift. Not the dinner and the experience is separate.
Oh, that's separate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello. And like 37% of the people said at least 50, followed by $100.
And you said.
Y'all are cheap as fuck.
Well, okay, so here's
I'm
the
sorry,
thing.
unless you're like a teenager, $50 for a Valentine's Day gift. Sometimes I tip that when I get my color done. So that's not a lot for like your significant other that you love.
Then you're going to think I don't love my husband because I spend $5 on Valentine's Day.
$5?
Probably. I get him a card and I just tell him how much I love him, and that is it. We don't exchange gifts for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
We truly do not. Like, and this has been something like when we first started dating, he got me like a little Tiffany necklace, like, or whatever with a heart, and not like no knock to Tiffany, but it was just like not really something that I would wear all the. I don't wear a lot of jewelry.
I wore all the Tiffany. Okay.
See,
and jingle, jingle, jingle. I wanted all the lockets.
See, but like I'm a very, and I say this humbly, like I'm a very simple person. I wear my rings the same. My rings are sentimental, obviously. I don't wear a lot of jewelry. And so I just said to him, I was like, look, like I love the fact that like you want to buy me things or that you want to like celebrate this. And he was like, actually, he's like, I was only doing it because I thought that you were really into Valentine's Day.
Because he figures female Valentine's Day, it goes hand in hand, kind of, sort of.
Totally. And so we just decided from like the beginning of our relationship that we would go out for a dinner and like celebrate it that way. But like there's no real exchanging of gifts. My husband hates stuff. This is the same thing that we talked
Not
about.
my husband. My husband be like, so I want this
Nudie rips
sneaker,
things out of
that
magazines.
belt. He don't care.
Yeah,
he
is
be
like-
ready.
I
Like,
love that.
He be requesting his gifts.
Mark
he be like,
wants
yeah.
nothing. He wants nothing. And honestly, like that's a beautiful side of him, but it's also one of the most frustrating things for me
Because you want to give him something sometimes.
I'd like to show him that I care about him or that I was thinking of him, like, you know, and I'll try to do these little off, like, you know, just not even when it's a holiday. And he doesn't want it.
Can I backtrack a little bit,
Yeah.
Carolina? Were you like this when you were single? I understand, like, when you're married, it's like joint money. It's like, why are we going to spend money on each other? We have the house, we have the kids. When you were single, did you care for Valentine's Day? Did you expect gifts? And please don't lie.
I promise you, no. And Jerry Vanetti, it's all his fault. When I was in 6th grade, he gave me a giant Hershey kiss. And then I got my first kiss.
Did you
and
bite
he
it? Did you eat it? No.
He slobbered all over my face.
Oh, it's a real kiss. I'm thinking a Hershey's kiss.
He did. He gave me a Hershey kiss, and then he gave me a real kiss. And I had his slobber on my face when I went to the bus, and I was like, never again. I think it turned me off of
traumatized
Valentine's
you?
Day. I've never really liked Valentine's Day.
You must have not liked him.
I didn't. And then he dumped me like a week later, and I was like, what do you mean you're dumping me? Like, you stuck your
used
tongue down my
me.
throat.
Stop.
Ew. So I think that might have, like, spoiled it for me, truthfully.
Really?
Yes, because I don't...
I love Valentine's Day.
And there are some women who are like, I can't believe you're into. I say, do you? That's great. Like, if
Yeah.
that's what you're into. Like, for me, that's not really like a motivating factor. You know what I mean? Like, maybe some flowers. That's lovely. You know what I mean? Like, I don't require.
I want
a
the
lot.
works.
Yeah.
I really, really want the works. Like, I was looking
And
at
you
dresses
deserve it.
online, and I was like,
Yes.
should I wear a red dress on Valentine's Day? What should I do?
Yeah.
Like, I love Duane Park. That's a supper club with the
Okay.
burlesque. Last year, that's what I
Oh,
did.
you went there?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
it
went
was
there for
sexy.
yes, it's really sexy. I'm like,
You went with, like,
dressed
two
up.
other couples,
Yeah, I
right?
went with
Okay,
two other
I remember,
couples.
yeah.
And we had a good time. And it's like, I don't know. I guess because we've been together so long that any time that I have a chance to like celebrate us as like a couple,
Yeah.
and like in a sexy way or like in an intimate way, I want to do it because we kind of like fell into the whole like we're best friends and we're always bugging out.
You cannot
and we're
become
always,
roommates.
And we're always laughing. So when I can like
Yeah.
switch up the dynamic and be like, tonight. I'm not wearing panties.
I'm gonna turn it out.
Exactly. Then it's like a thing for me. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
No, totally.
So Valentine's Day is one of those days where I can be like glitter everywhere. I'm gonna buy some lingerie tonight.
love
is the
that.
night. You get me pregnant when we get home. That's me,
Knock
Valentine's Day.
that out, Noonie. That is the hashtag. Knock it out, Noonie. We need
Exactly.
T-shirts. No.
Shoot up the club, Noonie. Shoot up the club.
Yeah, seriously, get them all. But no, I think that like you're right. There are a lot of couples who lose that like fire and
You
that
do.
passion. because
Especially if you've been together a long time.
how long have you and Noonie been together?
About dating.
Because you guys dated and then you got married.
Yeah, we were like really casual. We met like 18 years ago. We were very, very young.
Yeah.
So we were talking the other day. I'm like, you hadn't even started your career. I was still in like, we were young.
You were,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But we met each other. We dated. We kind of like hooked up for like a year. You're not my girl. I'm not your man. But we could
Because I
still
was gonna
smash.
say there was a minute where you were like kind of in and out, like you
Yeah,
were like
it was
dating
like
other
a
people
good
too.
like probably like year and a half, 3, because he was like, I'm like so early and so young. I don't want a girl. I don't want to settle down.
Yeah.
And now I look back, I'm like a 20-year-old. Like who the hell wants to like settle down at like 19, 20?
It's true.
So he was just not with it. He wanted
Yeah.
to do him.
Well, like Mark and I have been together. I'm trying to think. It was 2019 or 2020. We've been together. Oh my gosh, I'm bad at math. What we met in 2008. So what? 11 years? Something like
12.
that. 12 years. Okay, so we've been together for 12 years.
Oh, yeah,
Only
young.
married for like 9. So next year is gonna be. But the thing about us, it's like, and I think that when you add kids to the dynamic, it like totally
changes.
switches
No,
everything.
I can only imagine.
So it's like for us, we don't have to like allocate, Valentine's night to be like the night. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It could be a Saturday morning when the kids are watching TV. It could be like Saturday night when the sitter leaves. You know what I'm saying?
You're
So
like,
it's
"Come
just
on, let's go."
Absolutely. Absolutely.
go time, Mark.
I do. But like, that's the thing. It's like, so Valentine's Day, whatever your jam is. And then there's also like our single listeners, our single viewers, the people who don't have anybody. Like, what
Yeah.
do they do? Like, do you do Galentine's Day? Do you go
I
out?
would listen. I was looking
would treat
online and I saw
myself.
somebody had like all their girlfriends. I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Like,
Yeah.
I love my friends, and I was thinking, I'm like, should I send my friends flowers on Valentine's Day? Not even the single ones, just the ones that I truly love.
Right.
And I was like, that might be cute. It doesn't always have to be about love and about couples. It's very
Yeah.
individual. I see people that like make Valentine's Day about their kids.
I do. I made heart-shaped ravioli one year.
Exactly.
You know what
it's
I mean?
so cute.
It's
And
like,
who loves you better than your kids?
oh man, those 2 little boys, they are so delicious. Even though they had a bad stomach bug and I was wiping their little culos all weekend, like, oh my gosh, that was nasty.
Are you kidding me?
But yeah, I mean, it's like, that's like a different kind of love. There's so many different ways to love people. I love
Oh,
you as my
yeah.
friend. I love my
Same.
children as like the best thing that's ever happened to me, along with my husband. You
Your
know what
parents.
I mean?
You can even go out with your parents.
Your
be like,
parents
thank
love.
you, Dad, for not
Absolutely.
pulling out. Here
No,
I am.
Totally, exactly. I was the one sperm that made it. Like, yes, exactly. So no, I just feel like Valentine's Day, whatever it is for you, because there are so many people who are critical. Oh, it's a Hallmark holiday.
Mind
Well,
your
nobody
business.
asked you.
Well, that's my husband. He's like, this is like the white man's holiday. I'm like, you better buy me a gift and make me a reservation. I don't care who
Exactly.
invented this, Cupid, whoever it was. I want parts on Valentine's Day. He's struggling right now. He tells me like 2 days ago that, it's really hard to like find somewhere to take you on Valentine's. I was like, well, you should have thought about that in January,
It comes
honey.
around every year the same time.
Thank you.
Okay,
But
it's
this
just
year-
like Christmas.
I made it a point to not plan anything this year because I feel like I always plan. So I was just like, let me leave it up to him. Let's see what he comes up with. So let's see what he comes up
I was
with.
gonna say, do we have anything yet? I don't know.
I'll report back and I'll let y'all know how he did because
I'm taking my children, so this is so funny.
on Valentine's Day.
Okay, so Mark and I were on the couch, and my sister said, are you coming to Florida for President's Week? Because my kids have
yeah,
off
that
for
Monday,
the entire
yeah.
week. And I said to her, I go, well, what's the best timing for you? Because her kids, their cousins, they adore them. And she said she has shared custody. She goes, oh, I only have them until the beginning of the week. And I said, okay, so it probably makes more sense for me to come on that Friday. I know this is long, but just wait for it. So anyway, I said to Mark, I'm sitting on the couch and I look at him and I go, hey, do you mind if I leave on Friday, Valentine's Day? And he looks at me and he goes, no. And I go, okay, cool. So we're leaving on Valentine's Day. I'm taking my 2 children with me to Florida. And then we have a shared family calendar. And then just the other night, I noticed on Thursday night, we have a reservation to this place in Brooklyn. And I said to him, and I go,
Aw.
what is this reservation? I go, did you put this in the wrong day? He goes, no, I'm taking you out for Valentine's Day. And I was like,
That is sweet. So he actually
Aw,
thought about it. Like, let's do something before
yes.
she leaves so you can have your moment.
Totally. So that's the thing. It's like that's where I really fully appreciate him
Hmm.
because it's like the gesture was made.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the thought was there. Even if it's like some little Mexican hole
Who
in the wall
cares? You're
place, I
together.
don't care. You know, I get to see you and spend time with you before I take our children away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
So
that is super cute.
I know I'm looking forward to it.
You're gonna have
But
fun.
I know. Well, I'll let you know. I'll get all gussied up and dressed up. What do you
Please
do?
do so.
What do you do when you get all sexy?
What do I do?
Yeah. Do you have like little outfits?
Um,
Like, does he care? Does Noonie care about
what I
outfits or
wear?
things? Yeah. Like,
Like outfits, like freaky outfits, or like
yeah, like
regular
freak
clothing
outfits.
outfits?
Yeah.
No, he's weird. He doesn't even
Really?
care if, like panty and bra match.
Really?
He tells me all the time. He's like, women worry about the wrong thing.
Yeah.
He's like, when we ready, we ready. We
It's
don't care
true.
if you have red lace head to toe.
I think it depends on their mood though, because like sometimes Mark will tell me like he'll be like, yeah, I like that one. That one's slutty, and then like other times, I'll
Ayy.
like, and then
Mark.
other times he just doesn't care. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like, I think their mood changes just like ours.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy because we're talking about this, and there's like a Latina thing where, like, when I was younger, I remember hearing, I don't know if it was I think it was my godmother, if I'm not mistaken, say you don't let your man see you in the nude all the time because he gets used to it and it no longer arouses him.
Entices him. Yeah.
And I remember that all the time. So I try my best to like really not be
Cover it up?
walking around naked. Yeah, because I feel like then it desensitizes your man to like seeing you in the nude. And strip clubs, in a way, hurt my marriage when it was before we were married, because Noonie had like a time period where he was always at strip clubs.
Yeah.
And I'm a strong believer that being there all the time desensitized him to seeing breasts, to seeing ass, to seeing a naked woman. It became so like normal to him. Then at that point we had like a dip in our relationship because it was just like, okay, I see like 100 bitches naked every single night when I come home.
What about you is
What
gonna
is
get
this?
me like
exactly
yeah,
like what is this?
exactly.
These girls are out here like high heels, slingshots, and booty twerking. It was like, oh my
warm
God.
vanilla sugar lotion. We know what it's
All the
what's
body
going
splashes
on.
from Bath and Body Works. They
Exactly.
like really, really messed me up. But I do remember that she was like, no te la pasen desnuda alante
Yeah.
de tu hombre, because después cuando tú te quitas la ropa ya él no le importa, ya
Yeah.
no le interesa porque te ve así todo el tiempo. So I remember, and I've always kind of like been like that. I don't know. Some women be like, "Oh, sleep in the nude, titty,
No, I
titty to the
can't.
side, leg
No
all open."
way.
It's like, nah. I got my PJs on.
I'm
If
worried
you-
about spiders.
If you're trying to smash, we take them off. If not, here I am. And it's
Yeah.
weird because sometimes I'll take off my pants. I'm like, oh, look at that booty. I'm like, yeah, you haven't seen it in a long time, right? But if I was always,
Walking around like that.
he would be like, move the hell out the way.
Yeah, you know what? I'm a mixture of both though. Like sometimes when I'm getting ready, I don't have anything on. Now I have two little boys, so I do try to cover up. I put on a little robe or
do?
something. I do now because
It's cute because they're bigger.
they're getting bigger and they're saying like, mommy, your boobies and things like that, you know. And I explain to them, you know, those are my breasts and that's what I used to feed you when you were a baby. I keep it very like scientific for them because I'm
Good.
their mother.
Yeah,
But like
exactly.
I do think that eventually like Asher will come up and he'll touch my booty. That one is gonna be a little lover. He'll come up and he'll go booty and I'm like, okay, those are my privates. And like, you know, it's just
Oh,
teaching
that's
them
cute. Yeah, that's
boundaries
really
and
cute.
things like that. So I think it's important for me as a mom, even though I don't want them to ever feel ashamed or think that nudity is bad. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't, but like now I'm a little bit more conscious of it.
Yeah.
But like that is a great perspective. Like for me personally, like Mark does not frequent strip clubs. I can't tell you the last time that he went to one
Keep
that
it
I
that
know
way.
of.
Keep
You
it
know
that way
what I
because
mean? Like
that whole strip club like run that he had for
it's
like
a culture.
year,
It's a culture.
it really messed with our relationship.
But like, were you upset? Like, would you guys get in fights about that he was there? Like, because you were aware that he
No,
was going.
I
It
was
wasn't like
like-
it was a secret.
No, it wasn't a secret, and I was kind of like cool with it because here in New York, at one point, clubs fell off. Like nobody was going to clubs, and then
Right.
strip clubs became the clubs.
Yeah.
and that's where he went. That's where all his friends went, and I thought it was cool. I would stay home, but then later on, months later, I realized like, oh, this is a problem
Because that's
he's
yeah.
seeing, you know what I'm saying. Enormous everything,
Right.
big boobs, little ones, dark ones, brown ones, saggy
Asian
ones, perky
ones,
ones,
yeah,
fake ones.
exactly.
He
White
don't want to
ones.
see my boobs at this point.
Right.
What do I have to bring to the table when he's seeing 20, 30 dancers in one night?
That's
So
tough.
It is tough. And
Yeah.
a lot of people don't touch on that topic, and a lot of people don't like to talk about, you know, relationships and how the shift, you know, with the sexual energy might shift sometimes.
Right.
And even after that, we took a break and we weren't together for like 6 months. Like, and we lived together, and he moved out, he left, because my relationship has been very tumultuous. It's been up, down. I don't
Right.
want to be with you.
But
I
it's
want to be
real.
with you. 100%.
You know what I mean? Like, and the
But I
fact that
felt
you're
like
like that transparent about it.
And I felt like that period of time where he was at the strip clubs, where it was just, and just hanging out with them and befriending them, I felt like it affected us a lot.
I would have a
And it even
really
fucked with
like
my self-esteem at one point.
I was gonna say, like, I would have major doubts about myself, and like, I'm a pretty secure person, but like, I definitely would not be okay with my husband, like, conversing with, or
Hanging out.
hanging out with, or like, advising. Even if you are friends, it's like, no, there's a fine line
There
there,
really is
and
a
it
fine
can
line.
be crossed,
And
and I don't want
and he
any.
met like sketchy people.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes he'll say hi to like a bartender or like
How you know him?
a waitress, and I'm like, who's that? And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, she used to be one of the hostesses at Platinum Pleasures when I used to go all the time. And I'm like, great.
Right.
So
and then that,
sad
like,
about her fake ass going so tragically, but
oh my
hi,
gosh,
girl.
it goes south, right? No, but like that's the thing. It's very difficult to talk about those things and open up because I think everybody wants to like come off like they have the perfect marriage or the perfect relationship,
I
and
don't
it's
know
like,
about that.
yeah, no, it's difficult. But like for me, I think at this stage of our relationship, like that would not be acceptable to me.
At
Like
this point, it's not. If he wants to go, I guess, because I'm
I mean-
I'm not the one to ever tell. Like, I don't run my man. Like, I let him be who he is because I want the same thing from him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want him to be like, where you at? Where you going? You can't go. I got to be with you all the time. It's like I feel like in a marriage, you're still allowed your individuality.
Absolutely.
Who you are. I don't go through his phone.
No.
I don't be like, oh, I want your passwords. I don't go through anything. I give him the same respect that I want in
Right.
return. If he wanted to go to a strip club now, yes. If he wanted to go all the time, we're not doing that.
I agree wholeheartedly. So, like, if let's say my nephew's going to get married next year, and if he goes to the bachelor party, and if they go to a strip club, I'm not going to be that one to say you can't go. I know who I married. I know what I have. I trust him wholeheartedly. You know what? Go look at the menu. Don't order anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay with that. But like, also just like keep it hot for me. So when you get home, like we can go
100%.
ahead and knock this out. You know,
100%.
like I'll show you what you came home to.
And bring me back those singles. We could do a little after
Exactly.
party at the house.
And some chicken wings because they got good food at the
do
strip
got good
clubs.
food
Like
at strip
sometimes they
clubs.
do at Tootsie's down in Florida. They have great.
What you know
food.
about Tootsie's?
I used to. That's where people used
I
to.
don't know her. I
That's
don't
where
know
people
her.
Used to have meetings when I was single and I lived in Florida. They would. I used to like roll with like these guys. I was single, obviously.
Again, I don't know her.
And they would say, "Hey, why don't we go meet at Tootsie's? I got to go and meet with this producer." And I'd be like, "Okay." I had the most fun. I
Carolina
had
was
the
at the
most fun.
counter with a spread.
Absolutely.
One of everything.
Steak, everything. I was just like, put it on his tab. So, anyway, I wanted to talk to you about, moving on, let's talk about Amber Rose. Did you see the new pictures of Amber Rose?
What's that Amber Rose? I saw some weird pictures, but it looked like an impersonator.
Is it an impersonator or is it her? Now,
I don't
let's
know. It looked
address
weird.
the issue.
Can I look
So,
at the picture real quick?
Now, even if this is an impersonator, what are your thoughts on tattooing your children's name on your face? Because that's what's going on in this video, okay? So basically, they show Amber Rose, and is she with her boyfriend or her baby daddy or something
she's
like
with
that?
she has her latest baby's daddy. That is her
Yes.
boyfriend. Yeah. 100%,
Okay,
yeah.
so there is a video of them in a different store or something like that, and she has the baby's name tattooed up here on her forehead. It looks like it's
you
right
have the
near
video
the
because I
hairline.
can't. You sent it to me. Okay, let me look because before we proceed.
It looks like it's right on the hairline. So, I mean, people could say, oh, well, if her hair grows out, you won't be able to see it.
Oh my God, I really thought these were like impersonators.
But is this not real? Because that's her boyfriend, right?
Yeah, that is her boyfriend, and that is Amber. I'm watching the video right now, so it looks as though it is her, and that's a big ass forehead tattoo.
Where? Okay. How do I even put? Is this showing your devotion as a mother? Like, are you? You know what what is the logic behind it? And I'm sincerely asking because I'm not judging. What I want to know is why.
I'm gonna judge.
Okay.
Amber is clout chasing. Like she just wants to be back in the blogs. Nobody really reports on Amber. We don't really see her on red carpets anymore.
No, not
She's
at
kind
all.
of like went into
Fallen
like
off.
obscurity or whatever. Her
Right.
and her boyfriend. That right there, getting your forehead tattooed with your kid's name. You have mad places on your body where you could put that tattoo.
Totally.
Putting-
Like that's what I'm saying. It's like forearm, shoulder, elbow, wherever, your
Nah,
rib
listen.
cage. Like, I understand people who tattoo their children's names. Don't get me wrong. My question is the forehead.
Nah,
That's like,
that's OD.
that is super, like, right? Isn't that super extra?
Who would do that? Like, unless you're Post Malone, like, why are you tattooing your face any damn way? Amber is so gorgeous. She's so beautiful.
I don't
And
understand
I love
it.
tattoos. I have a bunch of tattoos, but I would never tattoo a name across my face. Like,
And even when I turned 40, I said to my husband, I wanted to get a tattoo. And he said, okay. Like, I said to him, I go, would it bother you if I got a tattoo? And he said, it's your body. Like, you do what you want. And I said, I put so much thought into it that I was like, I was overthinking it.
She overthought
And then
it.
I ended up not getting anything because I was like, gosh, I would want something with my kids, but then I don't want to put their names. But then again,
she needed a designer
I
for
needed
this tattoo.
I needed Tom Ford to come through with the right tattoo for me because I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it the right way. I
Yeah.
ended up not even getting a tattoo. That being said, I just thought that this was something that was so like far out there.
Bro, that's insane.
Right?
It looks like the whole Frankenstein, like, when they sew him up in the forehead area and they put the hair on
Yes.
it. That's what it looks like.
You
I
guys
hate
got to
it.
see it. We'll put it up at Life in Spanglish.
I hate it.
Or at LI Spanglish Instagram so that you guys can see that.
In
And
a
then-
story, because we're not messing up our grid with that nonsense.
Never. No way. I spend too much on my skincare to mess up this forehead. And I did want to talk to you about the whole Gayle King and Snoop Dogg controversy that happened this past week
Ooh,
because now
interesting.
it's like wrapping up. And in case you guys didn't hear about it, Snoop Dogg was very upset with Gayle King. She had an interview that ran on CBS this morning with Lisa Leslie, who is part of the WNBA,
Yeah.
very close friend of Kobe's. And during that interview, which covered a number of different subjects, she brought up to Lisa that questioning whether or not Kobe's legacy was tainted by the charges that stemmed back in the early 2000s. And Lisa Leslie, I believe, answered it so eloquently.
She really did.
So well. And she said, no.
She held it down.
She did. And so then Gail pressed on and said, well, you wouldn't see your friend that way. And I think that's what a lot of people are upset about, was the fact that she didn't just leave it
Yeah.
at the one question. That being said, I'm just giving you guys the recap. Snoop Dogg went on his Instagram and basically called Gail a funky-haired, B word.
Dog-headed.
And then said, if you don't watch out, we're going to come for you. And I'm paraphrasing
Out
here.
of line.
Right. And so then Gayle King responded and said that she was very upset with her parent network for the way that they released that clip. Wasn't on the air on Friday. Allegedly, she had something pre-planned. I think that she stayed home because
Yeah, Oprah
she
said she's
wasn't-
messed up.
Yes. And so now Snoop Dogg is backtracking and saying, he's not a violent person. He would never want people to go after a 70-year-old woman. But it just brings up the conversation, how far is too far?
As far as Snoop goes or Gail goes.
Both of them. I think with social media now, you have got to be so incredibly careful.
Yeah.
And this applies to normal people too. You can't be running your mouth on social media saying things because it will come back.
100%.
It is a threat.
Yeah.
It is a threat, And I think that Snoop Dogg could have expressed his the fact that he was upset and his disappointment with her, but he didn't have to go there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they're older. It's not like they're little kids. Like, I can take that from, like, rappers in the street, and they're, like, 19, and they're just going back and forth. But it's like Gail is an adult, Snoop is an adult. They've both been in the industry for decades.
And they're both influential in their own ways.
They are, but-
And there's a responsibility to that.
Gail, I'm off Gail right now. I felt like it was unnecessary. He hasn't even been buried yet.
Yeah.
Like, why are you bringing back these old allegations? It's something that is in the past. It was resolved. Right now, Vanessa is dealing with so much. Her husband and her daughter are yet to be put in the ground, but Gail is probing Lisa Leslie to try to get her to talk negatively about Kobe because no positive comment would have possibly came back from that question. And then when Lisa Leslie tried to kind of get out of it, she kept probing.
That's where I
And-
think that's what I think rubbed people the wrong way. She could have said from a journalistic point of view, she could have said that question
If you
and
had
left
to.
it if you had to, which, by the way,
She didn't
my
have to.
personal opinion, I wouldn't have touched that question.
Neither
I don't
would
think it's
I.
important. I
It's
think
not.
it's like poor taste. I wouldn't have done it. And I love being what a quote unquote broadcast student, because that is my first true love. It's my passion. That's why I got into this industry. But even so, you got to think of the greater human issue here. And not only did Vanessa not bury her husband and her daughter yet, she's still trying to raise and mourn with her other daughters.
Thank you. Like,
You know what I mean?
Let's
Like,
not make things, nastier for her. It was
completely
unnecessary.
unnecessary.
It was unnecessary.
I didn't agree with it. I was shocked when I saw
And
the clip. I
regardless
was
of-
like,
of-
what?
Regardless of how the network diced and spliced the clip, you still asked the question. You still probed. You were still trying to get Lisa Leslie to engage in negative talk about
Yeah.
her close friend. And,
Yeah.
like LeBron said, we must protect Lisa Leslie at all costs. She is a national treasure. Like, she really held it down.
And-
Like, that's the epitome of, like, holding it down. She
In a
didn't fall-
classy way,
Yeah,
too.
she
She
didn't
didn't
fall
get
victim
angry. And yes.
to the whole what was happening there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for Gail. Sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes you go down the wrong road. And, in this culture of like messiness and like gossip and like, I want to get the juiciest question in.
Yeah.
That's probably where she got caught up at.
Well, you know what? I will tell you this. I think that she should have owned the responsibility because I didn't think that she really accepted a lot of
She did
that.
not.
And she put a lot of it on the network. I do think the producers have a part to do with it because, as I said, I worked in TV news before, and they're like, why don't you just ask them this? Why don't you just ask them that? So I think there were two parties that were responsible for it. That being said, I don't think anybody should get death threats for
Well,
something that
yeah.
they did during their,
Snoop was definitely out of line, but
Yeah.
he loves Kobe. He was fired up, and that's another thing that we have to, like, I do it all the time. I get weird comments, weird DMs. 99.9% of the time, I don't react, especially on social media, because it's like you don't know
can't.
who's watching. You don't want to create this culture of like, let's bully this one person. Like, even the other day, somebody DM'd me, and she was just like, "What? Not one picture without makeup. We can't see your natural beauty." And I went to her page. I'm like, first of all, you use cat filters, dog filters, elephant filters, bunny filters. You should not be coming for me. And I put our exchange on my story, but I still hid her identity because I didn't want anyone to target her.
Right.
It's like, I don't.
But that was responsible of you.
Yeah, because we have this whole like cancel culture, or like, let's attack this one person, or let's all drop comments, or let's tag, flag her page and get
Right.
her deleted. Like, when people fuck with you.
Yeah.
They gonna go stand behind what you tell them
No,
to
but it's
do.
a gang mentality, too.
And that's what Snoop
It's-
did.
Yeah.
It's like you putting that out there. It's like everyone who follows you and, people that are just in the street, just not even thinking logically, might do something
Yeah.
to Gail.
Well, I don't know what she could do to make this right, but my hope is that either it's something like a donation to the Mamba 3,
An apology. A real, a real
sincere
apology.
apology,
I
and
think would
also
have worked.
perhaps
'Cause
a
people like-
donation of some sort. You know what I mean? Like,
That'll
I
be
think
good.
that's the right thing to do. It's just like, you know what? And not that money is the answer, but
It's
I think
not.
it's a way to respect and also pay it forward to the people who are suffering right now, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the families of everybody who lost someone that day. So,
Look at
us.
us.
Yeah, we're just trying
Giving
to solve
Gail
the world's
solutions.
problems.
Tag Gail in this clip.
Oprah, call me. So yeah. Anyway,
Oprah's another one. She came out to bat for her friend. She was
well,
like,
that's a real one. When she was on Hoda and Jenna, and
Mm-hmm.
she almost started crying, I felt that. I felt that. I
Yeah.
want you to do the same thing for me,
I
honey,
will.
when I fuck it all
girl,
up.
when you mess
sometime.
up, I'm gonna be like, listen, Carolina did not mean it that way.
No, but it's true. You need ride
She
or
in
dies
her
like
house
that.
depressed. Y'all giving her death threats. I'm gonna need y'all to stop.
It. You need to stop. No, but it's so quick from one day to the next.
People
you
will
look at
turn
this.
on you because it was like cancel Oprah, cancel Gail. Don't get me started on the whole cancel Oprah situation and why, because there is an underlying factor
I
as
know.
to Oprah and Gail.
Yes.
But let's get to our loyal listener.
Yes, I know.
who-
I'm
who
sorry.
sent a
We've gone
letter.
on so long today, but I've been
No,
like
it's
dying
fine.
to
It's
talk
fine.
to you.
I
Also,
enjoyed the
like,
conversation.
I know. I think we had like a good little conversation. Okay.
I think people will definitely like it.
Okay. Do you want me to read the salon?
Yeah, you can read it because I really struggled last week. When y'all write these letters, please don't make too many mistakes because then my ass can't read them right.
Okay, wait. Okay, so let's see. I'm reading this cold, by the way. And if you hear my voice a little bit differently, I had a cold last week. I got laryngitis.
And you sitting next to me, so
No,
close.
I'm not contagious, by the way. You know they put me on
I'm
4
sending
different
you the bill for my
medications?
prescription because I don't got
Girl,
prescription
I
coverage.
will show you my strep and my AB flu negative, okay? No
Where the paperwork
coronavirus
at?
up in this bitch,
Run your
okay?
paperwork.
I will run your paperwork right now. Okay, so let's see. Hey, ladies, so I am into Ingobernable with Kate del Castillo on Netflix.
Ingobernable.
And it's
Sounds like
about
me.
the life of the wife's governor of Mexico.
Okay.
The second show I'm watching is Vida on Showtime. I love it. It's about 2 girls. Their mom was the owner of a bar. She passed away and passed it on to them with everything that comes with it, the problems, etc. I've heard of that one. Third is La Casa de Papel. This I'm starting to watch. I love novelas, and it's been a while, and I don't watch one, and this is one of them. I'm looking into The Girl on Netflix. Let me know what you think. Live life to the fullest. What are
Okay.
we watching, basically, I think is what she's asking.
That's good.
Okay.
You know, that's good. I just posted this morning before I came in about like what should I watch next. I've been watching a lot of stuff
Tell
on Netflix.
me what you're watching. Okay, because I'll tell you, you're going to laugh when I tell you the 3 things that I've watched on Netflix. Okay, don't make fun of me, but go ahead, you first.
So this weekend alone, I watched The Pharmacist,
I heard that's amazing.
which was really good.
Okay.
I also watched Evolution of Hip Hop,
Okay.
and I watched The Stranger.
What's
And
The Stranger?
The Stranger was really good.
Okay.
And a lot of my followers suggested it because I asked for suggestions like, what should I watch this weekend? Not that I have time to be watching all
Right.
this shit. I'll be up till like 2, 3 a.m. I'm like, I gotta watch another episode. I gotta watch another episode. But The
not-
Stranger was really, all 3 of them were really good. But The Pharmacist and The Stranger, I
Okay.
think you'll enjoy both of them. What are you watching?
I watched over the weekend because we were all sick and I was captive in my home. Miss Americana with Taylor Swift.
Miss Americana with Taylor Swift. Okay, all right.
And then I watched The Mind of Aaron Hernandez.
Okay, that was good.
That was good.
And he's a
Okay.
killer, but he's still fine.
I know,
Continue.
but I didn't understand that guy. He was totally. Oh, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but like the first episode blew me away. Like they were in a full blown relationship. You think so?
Again, clout chasing. The boy
Okay.
from high school.
Yes.
He's a clout chaser.
Okay, I don't know.
I was mad that he was even there.
I took it for what it was. Okay, that one. And then I watched McMillions last night.
Oh, that's the one about McDonald's?
Yes, it is so good.
I
you
wanna
guys.
watch that.
You have to watch it. There's a guy on there. He's like a secret agent. Or no, he's not a secret agent. He wants to be a secret agent. He is the funniest part of this series. And I think another episode is on Mondays. I'm not sure what day it runs. We watched it on
Oh,
demand.
I need to watch till the whole season is there because I binge watched.
Okay, yeah. Because
I
I
gotta
did want to
wait.
see. Yeah, Mark
Okay.
and I were like, oh, wait, there's only one episode. So McMillions. It's a really smart show. But like novelas, I have not been watching anything. I have to be honest. I need my mother around as an influence. And then that's when I get caught up. My mom and dad will watch them together in the main room. And then it's like you're basically captive. Like you don't have anywhere to go.
You don't
so
have a
then you
choice?
get all in. And you can catch up on a novella like within the first 15 minutes.
You know what's so crazy? Me and Carolina are so different. We weren't allowed to watch novelas.
You're
My
kidding
mother
me.
was like, novelas, eso pa gente grande, eso pa adulto.
No
Ustedes no pueden estar
way.
viendo novelas because we were kids. If she didn't want us watching people kissing or romancing or having craziness, she would be like, pónganse a hacer su tarea, no estén mirando novela. So
My mom was the opposite. She would be
Really?
like, "Viste cómo le trataron?" She would say to me, "She'd be like, you don't let anybody push you around. You be like this woman." Or like, I remember
That's
back in the
amazing.
day,
I
like my
wish.
mom would say, like, and even my grandmother, God rest her
my
soul.
grandmother
que en
did
paz
watch
descanse.
novelas, and she did allow us to watch them with her.
My abuelita would say to me, "Viste cómo se viste esa niña? Qué linda, con los jeans todo talladito." Like she would say to
Watching
me,
the novelas?
yeah,
I
she
am
would say, "I want
dead.
you to dress like that girl. Like she looks good."
What
she
a
would say,
damn difference.
No,
I
but-
wish.
And they would say like, "Celebrate your body and be this." And I was always very shy, but like now I get it. Like that was part of like what they thought a woman should be. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So watching novelas when I was growing up, it was sort of an education of sorts. You know
Are
what
you
I mean?
kidding me? I don't even remember my mom wanting me to watch anything. Like she just didn't want us.
Absolutely.
She didn't want us to emulate anything or anyone. She didn't want us to show our body or celebrate our body. She wanted us to really be covered up.
Yeah.
I think it all stemmed from her not wanting for us to look or feel over sexualized and then become teen pregnant kids.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was gonna
Because
say,
we were
it's
like
fear.
We
It's
were
out
like
of fear.
we were in uptown Manhattan. We were in Harlem, and
Yeah.
it was just a lot of men. We walked to school
Well, and
alone.
it was a different time though.
It was-
Girl.
it was.
like the 80s, like 90s.
Yeah,
you know
so
what
it
I
was just
mean?
like she
So-
didn't want us in no way to be woken or aware.
have any attention called to
Or-
you.
Oh no, are you crazy? I couldn't shave my legs. I couldn't do my eyebrows. I
I
couldn't
was
wear
a hairy
makeup.
beast until like 7th grade.
I wore my socks till like all the way up here.
Yeah.
Till I was was like probably 16 because until hasta que tú no cumplas los 15,
Yeah.
tú no te puedes pintar, tú no te puedes afeitar, tú no te puedes hacer la ceja. I
No.
couldn't do anything. My mom, especially like I was built like a woman by the time I was like 12.
I had a good bushy mustache too. Like
God,
I had a couple.
you don't understand what I thought you was just going to tell me. I'm
No,
like,
oh my god. No, on my face. Yes. So I don't know. I feel like we didn't really help her with any of the
But she
the
really, she
suggestions.
really didn't ask no questions. She's kind of like telling us, watch Ingobernable,
Okay.
Vida on Showtime, y La Casa del Papel. She
Okay.
said she just started watching this. She said she loves novelas.
Oh, there's one that I think my parents are into right now. What is it called? Amor Eterno, I think is on. Is that on Univision? I feel like they're on because then whenever I call my mom, she's like, no, ahorita no, porque estamos viendo la novela. And I think it's
Goodbye, I
Amor Eterno.
cannot.
I think that's it. So they're really into that one, but I'll get verification for you for next time.
But send us suggestions. I
Yes.
just asked today. I'm like, what should I watch next on Netflix? But I'm definitely into like suspense and the dark and the funny little,
Yeah.
You was really good.
Oh, You was supposed to be like about a stalker. I make my kids watch Atención, Atención. It's like a little kids version of Sesame Street.
that is really
It's
cute.
really
Are
darling.
they learning Espanol?
Oh, they totally know it, and they hate going to Spanish class. They hate it.
Really?
They are giving me such grief every Tuesday. Miss Glenda comes, and here's the thing.
They like, yo, enough is enough, Miss Glenda. Get out of here.
Well, no, so Noah tried to act smart with me this past week, and it's in my house. And so they do it in the kitchen, and then I go off to the living room because I'm still supervising like a classic mother. And so
You over there
Noah was,
eavesdropping from the living room?
hell yeah.
Miss
no,
Glenda, that's not how you say it.
No, oh no, I totally trust her. She speaks better Spanish than I do. I could use the lesson. No, but Noah was acting up, and so I said to him, I go, Noah, get over here. And he's like, I don't even know why I have to do this. He's like, I don't even want to take Spanish class anymore. It's so dumb. And I looked at him and I was like, Spanish class is not an option. I was like, just like you go to school every day, that is not an option. I go, tennis, baseball, basketball, those are options. You don't want to do those, that's fine. I
Yeah.
said, but this right here,
You gonna
you will
learn.
do it and you gonna learn. And then he like went back and said, or I take your iPad away.
No, not the iPad.
No,
but,
totally.
but learning Spanish and knowing Spanish was always like a secret weapon of mine. And I always used it to my advantage. Like early on in the
Yeah.
game, whenever I interviewed, I would be like, and I'm fluent in Spanish and English. I could read it and write it, whatever you need. Because I already knew that was an advantage. If someone else with the same qualifications interviewed, but they didn't have a second language, I already had
You already
one.
have the shoe in.
I
Yeah,
had
you're
one
the-
up on them. And let me tell you one
Absolutely.
thing. I never shied away from it. I still speak it. I still read books in Spanish.
I wish I did more.
I don't want to forget it. It's crazy because I want to learn Italian. I feel like I can learn
You
Italian.
could, absolutely. I was in
It's so
Italy
close.
for an extended period of time and I understood everything.
Me too. Me
I
too.
understood everything.
Did I tell you that when I traveled to Rome, I just spoke Spanish?
Oh yeah, and you just add a little at the
That's
end.
it.
Like, yeah,
That's
exactly.
it. Buenos dias.
Yes, exactly.
Un
Bon dia.
café con leche.
Exactly. Yeah.
El gelato.
Gelato.
Con Nutella. Por favore. Exactly. You see, I just spoke Spanish. I mean, I just spoke
Gracias.
Italian too.
There you go.
There you go.
Listen,
We
you
need
can learn
help.
all your languages here with us in Life in Spanglish. We're not just covering Spanish. And you can also send us your emails, lifeinspanglishpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes. So we
Follow
can go
us.
into the salon. I am Honey German.
Yes, I am at The Real Carolina, and we'll keep bringing the goodness to you. Don't forget, you can check us out on YouTube,
Yes.
and you can also stream us anywhere that you get your podcasts.
Make sure you give us 5 stars too. That's gonna keep us all the way at the top,
Yes.
and it'll probably, get us nominated for
And
Podcast of the Year award.
Hit like and
iHeart.
subscribe.
That too.
What else?
And watch us on YouTube. We're doing this for you. You guys wanted to watch us.
Exactly.
Here we are. Make sure you give us those views.
We don't even have makeup artists. I'm shiny as hell, but whatever. You got
I woke up
this.
extra early for this raggedy ass wing. They
Actually,
don't
I
even
was gonna
match.
say,
They don't even match, Carolina.
you look
I just
good.
showed this one.
I like it. And she got them baby hairs down. So there you have it, guys. We'll be back next week. Thank you guys so much.
Peace.